Hello all, welcome. That was so weird. Oh my god, why am I so awkward? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, this is a great video for you to tune in for because I am doing a life update video, and this time I'm gonna do my makeup while I talk to you. And yeah, we're gonna see how this goes, mostly because like some of the stuff that I'm talking about is still really emotional for me, and I feel like if I'm distracted then it will be a lot better for me to talk about it. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's get into the video, guys. All right. So I stopped filming and stopped like posting on my channel in July of 2020. So it's not exactly been 3 years, but almost 3 years. If I'm looking away, I'm sorry. I'm looking outside and it's just like really, it looks really nice, but it's cold and gross. Anyway, okay. So July 2020. Obviously 2020 was a terrible year for everybody, and with the coronavirus going around and everybody dying, it was just like a terrible year for everybody. And I want to say, so in September we had Gio's birthday, and it was his first birthday, and it was amazing, even though like half the family couldn't show up because of the virus. It was still a good party, and it was also the last party that my dad was able to be at. After that party, my dad, for those of you that don't know, my dad had multiple sclerosis, and he struggled with multiple sclerosis for over 30 years, and yeah, and I don't even know when he started getting really bad, but it was, I want to say maybe the end of October, beginning of November, but in November, on November 10th, because we don't talk about his real date. If my sister's watching, she knows what I'm talking about. His real official date. But on November 10th, my dad passed away. And it was really hard. It still is. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh my god, these baby hairs, I just can't. So yeah, he passed away, and then and it was hard because a lot of people couldn't even come to his funeral because it was in the middle of a pandemic. Now by that time, I mean, we obviously all still had to wear masks and everything like that, but it was getting somewhat better, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, my point is that not many people could come to his funeral. Like, literally the only people that were there was one of our close friends and I don't want to say most of my dad's family, some of my dad's family. My mom's side of the family, they were really close with my dad, but they couldn't come because of the coronavirus. Like, they were major into, I mean, everybody was major into staying home, but we have a lot of older relatives on my mom's side, not so much my dad's side, so a lot of my mom's side of the family was very strict about staying away from people, which is understandable. The coronavirus was terrible, but anyway, so yeah, my dad passed away, in November. And all of you that are dealing with the loss of a parent, no matter how long you have been dealing with that loss, first of all, I am very sorry for your loss. And second of all, I feel you. I really do. It is not easy. I feel like it gets, I'm not going to say it doesn't get easier, because I feel like it will eventually. Mind you, it's been only almost 3 years. It will be 3 years in November. God, it feels like it was just yesterday. I'm not going to lie. But it is really, like, it's still really hard. It's still really hard because, like, I know I'm in the beginning stage of it. Andrew, he lost his dad when he was young, so, like, he knows. But it's just really, like, I don't know. It's not easy. It's not easy majority of the time. It's not going to be, I know it's not going to be easy all the time. Like, so that happened, and it was terrible. Trying to think what happened after that. Oh, and then in April of 2021, Andrew and I ended up that's probably my dumb cat. I don't know if y'all heard that. It was just a huge crashing sound from downstairs. That was probably my cat. So that's cool. I can't wait to see what he did. Anyway, so in April of 2021, Andrew and I had gotten the coronavirus. We found out, and I kind of had a feeling, because, like, it wasn't a normal, like, sickness. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. It wasn't a normal, like, oh, this is a cold, or this is the flu, or something like that. It was totally different, and I legit knew that I had I legit knew that I had COVID. The only person that I was really close to, obviously, is Andrew. Sleep next to him every single night, so, that's that. I really did try to stay away from Gio, because I knew that I was sick, and I was, like, I knew it, obviously, like I said, it was COVID, so I did not kiss him. I tried to stay away from him, and I believe I was wearing a mask too when I was around him. But I found out that one of my friends, who, this was around my dad's birthday, his first birthday without him, so we went to the cemetery, and we visited my dad and everything, and she works in healthcare, so she found out literally, like, I think a day or two later that she had COVID, and so did her son. She told us to get tested. We went and got tested, I went and got tested, and I was positive. So as soon as we found that out, I mean, before this, my mother-in-law, she came and got Gio, because she knew how severe it would be if he was to have COVID. So she took him and was like, I'll keep an eye on him while you guys get better, don't worry about it and everything. And guys, I kid you not, I had it for 2 weeks. Me and Andrew, we had it for 2 weeks. And it was literally like a roller coaster. Like, you would feel better. I would feel better, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go do the dishes, or I'm going to go do something, because, like, our house was a complete, utter disaster, because we weren't doing anything but sleeping for a while. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go do the dishes. I would literally wash one dish and felt like I was running a marathon. And I was like, cool. So now I got to go lay back down, and these dishes are just going to keep piling up, and it's just so awesome, and I love it. So, okay. Forgot my makeup brushes, so I was, like, looking around like, what am I going to apply my powder with? Anyway. So, So that was great. We ended up with COVID. But we made it through. Gio ended up not having it, thank God. So everything was okay. My mother-in-law was okay. Everyone else was okay. And it was awesome. And it's amazing. Thank God that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And that's how I'm looking at it. Anyway, after that, we started, like, obviously adapting to life without my dad. I still at this point was not going into his room or anything like that, because it's just mortifying to even, let me go back, why it is so weird for me, or not weird, okay, why it hurts so much for me. My dad, I told him that I would never put him in a nursing home, and I never did, and I'm so glad that I didn't do that. And he passed away at home. So going into his room was like opening a new wound that I just really did not want to deal with. So I was just like an absolute wreck. I did have a lot of support from my mother-in-law, my sisters-in-law, both of them. My sister, my friends, like, obviously I had support, Andrew, like, everybody. But I'm gonna be honest, like, it didn't matter how much support I had. I literally felt alone, and I understood what my aunt told me when my grandma died. My grandma passed away in 2015, I believe. I believe it was 2015, maybe 2016, but she said, I feel like an orphan. And I literally didn't know what she was even talking about until after my dad passed away, because I was like, wow, I feel like an orphan, just like my aunt did. Like, if not a lot of people know this probably on YouTube, but my mom is not in my life as much as a mother should be. So, my aunt is the most main mother figure I have in my life, and I'm so thankful for her. I love her so much. So all I had was my dad. That was the only person that I had, and then losing him was just like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was literally like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. But anyway, so I was dealing with all of that stuff, and before my dad passed away, I was trying to become a process assistant at Amazon. And I don't know if I ever mentioned that. And I never really watched my last video of like working 4-hour shifts, but I was really trying towards that goal. And then once my dad passed away, it kind of like, I was just kind of like not here for it. Don't really care. I didn't care about a lot of things, if I'm being honest. Like, I cared about Andrew and Gio, and that was about it. I didn't really care about anything else. I mean, my sister. I cared about her. My sister I was worried about the most because she was so young, and she was literally about to graduate high school the next year. And wait, yeah, I think the next year. And he wasn't going to see her graduate, and that was one of the goals that I wanted to set, was for him to see her graduate, but it didn't work out like that. Anyway, so, oh no, my blush shattered. It's so sad. I don't know if y'all see that. It's so sad. It's probably when I like let my bag fall, and I was like, oh well, it's fine. It really wasn't. So I just didn't really care about a lot of things after that. And I I was a mess. I just was like, okay, I'm just here to make my paycheck and go home, and that'll be that. So, yeah, it, I want to say that was the year that I also started therapy. Um, I don't go to therapy like a therapist's office. Obviously, this was still when the coronavirus was still a big thing. Um, so I didn't go to a therapist's office or anything, but I joined Talkspace, and I was so happy because I felt after my dad passed away that I really needed therapy and that I really needed to get myself together and I really needed to heal. And it was just time. I was like, I'm a mom. I can't sit here day after day, night after night, just like crying my eyes out, being depressed, being this, being that. Yes, it's sad that my dad passed away, but I cannot just sit here and be like that. My son deserves better. Andrew deserves better. Like, anyway, so I joined Talkspace and I started therapy. So that, let me tell you, I was nervous as hell about starting therapy because, like, who wants to talk about their feelings, especially after something traumatic as, like, your father passing away happens. But, so the first therapist I had, I'm not gonna lie, it takes a while. It takes a while to find your therapist, let me tell you. Because, like, I don't know if it was just she had a lot of patience or something, but she just was not attentive as I thought a therapist should be. I understand that therapists have a hard job. If any therapists are watching my channel, before you attack me, I understand your job's hard. You have to listen to other people complain about everything. But, I think that she just had a lot on her plate and she was just like, did not have time to deal with, like, me. I don't want to say deal with me, but, like, you know what I mean. Just like she just probably had a lot on her plate because I literally had one session with her, and then, like, I literally, like, every time I felt like I was having a mental breakdown, I would just, like, text her in the app and be like, hey, I feel like I'm having a mental breakdown and I need to talk to somebody. And even then, she wasn't really attentive. She was just, like, kind of answering my questions or whatever. But anyway, so I still stuck with her because I'm a nice person and I don't want to hurt people's feelings. So eventually she ended up telling me that she was not going to be doing Talkspace anymore, and she said that she was going to recommend another therapist for me, and I was like, okay. Thinking to myself, hopefully this therapist is better. More attentive to me, because I needed someone that would be there to talk to me when I need it and to be there for me as much as they can, you know, like I needed another person like that, I felt like. So she recommended my therapist that I have now, and I love her so much. I really do. She actually is the one that encouraged me to start this again, to start YouTube again, so I'm excited about that. But I love her. She is amazing. She is very attentive to me, like I feel like a therapist should be. And she's always pushing me to make my appointments too. Like I don't know if she does that with all of her patients or if it's just me, but I've only missed a total of 3 appointments since I've been with her. And they've only been because, like, I think one time she was sick and her kids were sick, and then a couple of times Gio was sick, and then one time I thought I was going to make a morning appointment. I don't know why, I was an idiot and scheduled a morning appointment. I slept right through it, so missed that appointment. So after that, so I've only missed 3. That's my whole point that I'm trying to make, is that I've only missed 3 appointments with her. and it's going really good. I love talking to her. It's like an extra girlfriend. If you don't feel like you can be really open with your therapist, then you don't have the right one. I'm just saying that. That's just me being completely honest. So I've been doing that for a couple years, I want to say now. And it's helped me, a little bit. I feel like my mental health could have been a whole lot worse if I didn't go to therapy. I'm not going to sit here and say that all of my problems are solved and that I'm this perfect, happy person all the time, because I'm really not. I don't know if you all have been noticing, but I've been avoiding calling Andrew a certain name because I've just like been saying Andrew, Andrew, Andrew. For those of you that don't know, Andrew was my fiance and is now my husband. In 2022, October 22nd, 2022. I seriously did not. I just picked that date because it was at the end of October, where it wasn't like, I really wanted a Halloween wedding. Let me just throw that out there. I really wanted a Halloween wedding, but I was turned down. Andrew didn't want one. So, anyway. So, October 22nd, 2022, Andrew and I got married. It was an amazing day. I loved everything about that day, and I feel like that's how it should be. Your wedding day should be the most amazing day that you've ever had in your whole entire life. Honestly. Like, it should, even if it's something that is like small. Like, I know people that like don't even have big huge weddings. I'm not even talking about a big huge wedding. Like, just having, like, literally Andrew and I think had like a total of 50 guests at our wedding. Like, it was not anything spectacular, but that's what I loved about it, because like we only invited like our closest friends and our closest family, or well, yeah, basically closest family. For me, that was only my mom's side of the family, and that was it. And then Andrew was his mom's side of the family, obviously, and then he had a few people from his dad's side there, but yeah. Anyway, it was such a beautiful day. I loved every single minute of it. I wish it could have been like a whole like weekend, honestly. Like, I feel like somebody should bring that back. Can someone bring that back? A whole weekend wedding. Whole weekend. That would have been awesome. Obviously, we're too broke for that, but anyway, so yeah, it was the best day of my life. It was my dress, y'all. Can I talk about my dress for a second? I'm going to talk about it. So if you don't want to listen, skip through. I mean, this is already a long ass video. I'm sorry. Anyway, hopefully I can edit some of this out. So my dress, y'all, was just like the most beautiful thing I've ever laid my eyes on. Well, let me preface by saying that when I first saw my dress, I was not in love with it as much as when I put it on. Here is if you are thinking about getting married soon and you haven't dress shopped, here's your I can't even think of the word that I'm trying to think of. Here's your sign. Here's your sign to, even if you don't like it on the hanger, but you think it might look good on you, grab it. Also, make sure that you invite your maids of honor, your bridesmaids, your mom, whoever you trust to give you the honest opinion that they're going to give you. Bring them. I brought my sister, my friend, a couple of my friends actually. My cousin wasn't there. She lives all the way out in Warren, so she couldn't be there. And neither could my aunt, so it was sad. But anyway, so, and then my sister-in-law, one of them, the other one was working, she came, and I believe that's all we had there. Yeah, that's all we had there. And I trusted all of them to give me their honest opinion, and they did. And my friend, she grabbed it, and she was like, I really like this. I think you're gonna like this. And I was like, I don't know, it's really poofy, and I really don't want a poofy dress. Like, I don't want to look like a poofy princess. I really don't. I just want something that's simple and whatever. I put that dress on, could not stop looking at myself in the mirror. I tried it on, couldn't keep my eyes off of myself, so I bought my dress, and it was way more that I wanted to pay for than I wanted to pay for, but I'm happy that I got to wear that dress because I felt, oh, I felt like the most beautiful princess ever, and every woman should feel like that on her wedding day. She should either feel like a princess or a queen. I felt like both. I'm just throwing it out there. Shout out to everybody who made our wedding happen, including my mother-in-law. That wedding would have not been possible without her. So yeah, anyway, that happened in October. I wanted to go in order, but I feel like I'm just gonna be like jumping around everywhere because I didn't even mention the biggest thing that happened. Eventually, after joining therapy and talking with my therapist, I got out of my funk, right? And I actually don't think I'm jumping around. Yes, I am, because it was in 2021. So in 2021, December, I believe it was 2021, I was offered a process assistant position, and I was so happy about it. I feel like that was something that my dad was also pushing me to do, and at some point I felt like I have to try for this because my dad wanted it for me. I want it for me, which is the most important thing. And yeah, so I got my process assistant position, and I work in, my department is called ISS, and it's inbound support services. Support services. I'm a wreck. Anyway, so this position was a night's position, and let me tell you, I was very nervous about starting it at first. I absolutely love nights. I love nights so much. I will not go back to days unless I necessarily have to. Like, unless it's like at the point where I have to go back to days, I'm not going back to days. I'm just saying that. So yeah, I got my position. I'm still working in that position. It's been a year, and I love it. I love my job. I really do. I don't per se love it so much right now because I'm so well, no, let me say this. I do love that I'm busy, but I don't like the fact that they're never going to fill my coworker that works on days. She retired, so they said that they weren't going to fill her position, and I thought that was complete BS. Like, yeah, that happened, and I am so happy that I was able to accomplish that. I literally feel like my dad is smiling upon me in heaven. Upon me, I should have said down on me from heaven. I'm sorry that I just like anyway. So yeah, that happened, and I could not be happier being on nights, but that's why I say, like, I had just woken up. I literally just woke up, like, not even, maybe an hour ago. So yeah. So let's do bronzer first. So, another big thing that happened, like I said, I'm not going in order at all. This is just like, you know, this video is just everywhere, and I am just a complete mess. But anyway, so don't judge me with how you're about to see me do my makeup right now. Trust the process. Trust the process, okay? I am in no shape or form an expert at makeup. Let me just tell you all that right now. Everybody does makeup differently, though, I feel like. I feel like not everybody is the same, and that's perfectly okay. You don't have to be like everybody when you do your makeup, because I'm here to tell you that if they can't accept you for doing your makeup a different way, they don't belong in your life, honey. So, anyway, my main point of that whole thing was to tell you that you don't have to do your makeup a certain way. There's no right, wrong way. Well, there is a right, there is a wrong way to do makeup, and I feel like everybody just has their own style of what works for them. So if you think that you look beautiful, you look beautiful. You look beautiful. You don't need other people to tell you that you look beautiful. Okay? Even though my husband tells me it every single day. But anyway, obviously, after my dad passed away, it was not easy trying to pay for a house that when we had 3 people's incomes and then we go down to 2. Because the house was only gonna be able to be afforded if we had my dad's income with ours. So, not gonna get too in depth about it because obviously nobody really needs to know all that stuff about me. But we were looking for other solutions and stuff like that. And my mother-in-law, she decided that she was going to move to North Carolina. She still hasn't, but she's in the process. And I feel like she's really close. And I'm so happy for her. I really am. She has been retired for years, and she deserves to be somewhere warm and sitting on a beach and not worrying about all of us children. She deserves it more than anybody. So she is moving to North Carolina, and we are going to be buying the house eventually. And honestly, I love it because it can be kept in the family so that his sisters can always come over. His nieces and nephews can always come over. I should say our nieces and nephews can always come over. They can, keep reliving memories, and they can keep being where I know that a lot of them feel like this is where they can come to just be at peace. And that is something that I am so here for, is for them to feel like they can just come here, be at peace, and always be coming back. So I'm glad that it can stay in the family, because there's a lot of like my grandparents' home up in Cadillac that I wish would have stayed in the family so that I could still go up there. My Nana's home, I wish that would have stayed in the family so that I could have gone to her house eventually, and like just been in some of the same rooms. And yeah, so I'm glad that we can do that. So we moved back into the house that I originally moved into when I first met Andrew. So, love it. I do love this house. I really do, though. It's so peaceful out here. It's not exactly in the country, but it is just so peaceful out here. And it's just, you can sit on the front porch, obviously, when the weather's nice and not like really crappy like it is now. But you can just sit out on the porch and just hear nothing but birds chirp and the wind howl, and it's beautiful. It really is. And I love being here. I always have. Even when I first moved in here, I loved being here all the time. So we moved. That was a huge ass process, and let me tell you, we were moving the same year that we were getting married. It was so much fun. Dealing with the move, dealing with everything else, and just like living life. It was just so much fun. Okay, I am going to go off camera and I'm going to put on my mascara, my eyeliner, and hopefully end this video because I will be back. Okay, we are back, and I probably don't even look any different. Maybe I do. But I don't do very, like, I'm basically showing you guys, or I'm basically just doing a simple look. I'm not doing anything spectacular. I don't normally do that unless I'm going out for a special occasion, and I'm obviously not because I'm going to be going to work here soon. So, I just wanted to mention a few things. So, I really don't know how much I'm going to post. Being a busy mom, wife, just a busy person in general. But I do want to come back to YouTube, and I do want to be here because I love doing this. This is just something that I just feel like in some sort of way it's helping somebody. And if it is, I see you, and I'm so happy that I'm helping you, and I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that you, yeah. Anyway. So, but I do post a lot on my Instagram. If you don't have it, it's right here. It's just Keeping Up with Melissa at, it's at Keeping Up with Melissa 21. But I will post it right here so that you guys can, and I also have it down below, so check that out. Instagram is really the only place that I am active a lot on. I don't go on Snapchat very much anymore, but I have that linked below too if you want to check that out. I'm just going to put on a small amount of highlight, nothing drastic, because why? I think I'm going to end this video, guys, because it's already getting so long, and I am so sorry if this is a very long video, but in my defense, I did have a lot to tell you guys. It's been 3 years since I've been off of YouTube, so almost 3 years. So I just wanted to make sure that I tell you guys everything. I'm sure that I'm leaving stuff out, and who knows, maybe one day I will do a Q&A on Instagram, or yeah, I don't know. If you guys like, the majority of the videos that I'm going to be doing probably are going to be like vlogs. I want to definitely get back into vlogging, and it's almost summertime, so we are going to be doing a lot of fun things this summer. I'm going to push myself to go outside every single day that it's nice out, that I can, and do something fun with Gio. We are going to make a bucket list this year. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a bucket list so that we can be like, what kind of fun stuff do we want to do this summer? And it's just going to help me, honestly. It's just going to help me get out. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, if you liked all my ramblings and just like looking into my life, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to see more videos of me just rambling on about absolutely nothing. But anyway, I love you guys so much for being here and for watching my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.